in Rios myself. And now, the question that I want to ask you, a lot of teasing's been going on about, the Pacquiao against Mayweather fight and all of this stuff. And, we've heard all of this stuff. I mean, for years we've heard it. I know your thoughts and you know mine. And, everybody's frustrated with this and we don't understand why. But the most recent thing was finally Floyd did an interview the other day. And he was put on the spot, and he finally responded because to Floyd's defense, he hasn't really said anything since he said he's got a surprise for everybody, and all the discussion has been coming from his team, from Pacquiao's team, et cetera, et cetera. Well, finally, Floyd said some stuff himself, and he comes out with the main reason why he hasn't fought Pacquiao yet is because of Bob Arum, the same excuse he's used in the past. And he says once Bob Arum's out of the way, he'll fight Pacquiao. My question to you is this. How can we be expected to believe that that's a real reason? And who is he? I mean, we all know that Pacquiao has got a promotional agreement with Bob Arum. And you've said these exact words that fighters, if they want to fight each other, they make it happen regardless. What's your thoughts of him resurrecting an old excuse?
I have very little confidence in that excuse, Billy. As much as I, like Floyd, and personally, I always thought that Floyd would probably win the fight. I cannot buy that excuse. For $100 million, for half that, Bob Arum could bring his whole family into the negotiation. It wouldn't matter a bit to me. So I cannot buy a fighter using the promoter as an excuse when it appears that they're willing to give him all of the concessions.
Exactly.
Everything that he's asked for, they seem to be willing to, okay, you can have that. You can have that. You can have that. So, I mean, does he dislike Bob Arum or hate this Bob Arum that much? The worst enemies. You had for years, you had Don King, you had Lou Duva, you had Bob Arum. Those guys despised each other for years. But they became the best of friends to chop that money up with some of those major fights that they put on together, and then they went right back to being enemies again. Like the great Vince Lombardi used to say that, what was that? Fatigue makes cowards of all of us? Well, that kind of money makes friends out of all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't buy that excuse. $100 million? They're throwing around $100 million for a fight. What fight do you know that's even worth $100 million? The fight's going to be a big disappointment, right, even if it does happen.
Right. And
for $100 million, or even for the $100 or the $125 that everybody's going to have to pay to see it on pay-per-view, it's not even going to be worth that much. But how do you turn that money down? I'm sorry, Floyd. I can't buy that. I can't buy that excuse.
And his nickname is Money, so that doesn't. He better change it.
Yeah,
his nickname is Money, and he's
a real oxymoron.
You're right.
Money Mayweather, and you turn it down.
You're right, Money Mayweather. You turn it down $100 million. I mean, come on, man. That you can't use that.
That's funny, man.
But listen to this. If you hate this person so much, meaning Floyd hating Bob Arum, what's better than to really stick it to him by knocking his guy out? Right? I mean, I have to think that, and then to hear his loyal fans back these kinds of statements up and say, oh, well, you don't know, he tried to ruin Floyd's career and this and that. It's like, you can't give me a good enough reason, except that, hey, if he would come out and just say, listen, I don't want to fight this guy. End of story. I think even though I wouldn't agree with it, I think I would have to respect it more. But he doesn't even do that.
Well, if he would come out and say, I don't want to fight this guy, and therefore I know that I could never be considered the best ever, or perhaps it's going to tarnish my record as even being one of the greatest fighters. then you can respect it. Okay, he
I
doesn't
would.
want to get, he doesn't want to get defeated. He doesn't want to fight him. He doesn't think he can beat him. You respect it. But these excuses, come on, I can't buy it. I cannot buy those type of excuses.
100 million. My name is Money
Crazy,
Mayweather.
$100 million and your name is Money?
Yeah. No,
I like that one, Billy.
It's not gonna, it just doesn't fly, man. Like you said,
don't fly.
it's an
That don't fly.
oxymoron. But
And the fans, Floyd fans, they are Floyd fans. They're not really boxing fans.
True.
Because real boxing fans, they would say, "Come on, you got to fight, man."
Well,
I still say real boxing fans want to see the best fight the best.
True.